Hi moviegoers, good evening, buenas noches. I'm your host Siddhartha, soy su anfitrión Siddhartha para Cine con Perspectiva. Hi everybody. So this is a very special video, very special occasion for a very transcendent, very influential movie. Este es un video, una idea mía original para esta película que es una excepción, de veras es excepcional, es formidable, es una obra maestra. Les voy a poner el clip y esta va a ser la introducción porque es una de mis partes favoritas de la película. This is one of my favorite bits of the movie, and this will be the intro to this video about this movie, which will be short but sweet and substantial. Okay, so here we go.
I never welcomed him. Can't you see all around you the dragon's breath?
Okay, you guys, hi. So you see, this is the movie we're going to talk about, Excalibur, directed by John Borman in the 70s. Okay, first thing, okay, directed by John Borman. The soundtrack is by Trevor Jones, Carl Love, and Richard Wagner. Okay, hear that music. Okay, you guys, that was a very epic introduction to this short but substantial video that I want to do about Excalibur, about interesting facts. And my review is as short as it can be. Let me lower this volume a little bit. But first, that's definitely Trevor Jones, okay? Majestically. ¡Qué música! Excalibur. Esa es la película de las que les voy a hablar sin montajes, sin nada. Esta es mi manera, molestas. Un tributo a Excalibur. So, okay. Directed by John Borman, dirigida por John Borman en los 70s. La música es, como oyeron, de Trevor Jones. Karloff, el legendario Karloff, que compuso Carmina Burana, que utilizan en la película, y el legendario Richard Wagner. Así que bueno, con el fondo de música y esta imagen majestuosa, es la mejor versión arturiana o sea, la mejor versión cinematográfica del mito, de los mitos, de las leyendas folclóricas sobre el rey Arturo. No puede haber un rigor antropológico histórico sobre el rey Arturo, porque sencillamente no se puede comprobar su existencia, no existe nada realmente que compruebe verazmente que existió el rey Arturo o Excalibur o Merlín. Ok, y bueno, entonces, ya que vimos quién dirige, que es John Borman, produce John Borman, la música, ya les dije, Trevor Jones, Carlo, Richard Wagner. Los actores es otro dato muy interesante. Helen Mirren, quienes usted tal vez hayan visto en Rápidos y Furiosos 9 como la suegra de Vin Diesel. Esto ahora no es ningún spoiler. También salió en Red 1 y Red 2, a la de Bruce Willis y John Malkovich. Y bueno, también sale Nigel Terry, quien ustedes recuerdan en Troya, con Brad Pitt y Eric Bana. Gabriel Byrne, que lo han visto en la de El hombre de la máscara de hierro, al lado de Leonardo DiCaprio, al lado de Gerard Depardieu, de John Malkovich, valga la redundancia. Patrick Stewart, que lo recuerdan muy bien por la película normal, por la película Los Emojis, por Viaja a las Estrellas, por Los Hombres X, por supuesto, hace del rey Leo de Grain. Gabriel Byrne es el rey Uther Pendragon, que creo que vimos ahorita en el clip de Merlín, haciendo esa invocación. Liam Neeson, que recuerdan por la trilogía de Taken 1, 2 y 3, y últimamente por el Commuter, al lado de Vera Farmiga y Patrick Wilson. Así que bueno, Liam Neeson sale como Gawain, es un papel chiquito pero significativo. De hecho, él comentó en el talk show de Graham Norton que él y otro actor se maravillaron por la belleza de Helen Mirren, porque cuando era muy joven esta mujer, y todavía es una mujer guapa, pero de joven, wow, muy hermosa. Sale, bueno, estas son las curiosidades de la película. Check out that music. I love that music. It's the best epic music for a movie. A lot of filmmakers have done. I was saying, let me introduce you. So Helen Mirren, you remember her probably for a lot of movies. I hope you do, especially in the United States and in Europe. They know her a lot. She's worked in plenty of movies. Young people might remember her from Fast and Furious 9, Red 1 and Red 2 with Bruce Willis and John Malkovich. Nigel Terry from who plays King Arthur in this movie. He was in Troy with Brad Pitt, Eric Bana, Rose Byrne, etc. He did, I think it was a mythology character as well. Gabriel Byrne was Uther Pendragon, who you might remember in The Man in the Iron Mask with Leonardo DiCaprio, with Gerard Depardieu, with John Malkovich. Patrick Stewart from the X-Men movies, amongst, well, particularly the X-Men movies. Well, he was King Leo DeGrance in this motion picture. Liam Neeson was Gawain. Remember him from the Taken movies, from Star Wars Episode 1 and 2. He was Qui-Gon Jinn, remember, in Star Wars, where he's here as Gawain. And the soundtrack was by Trevor Jones, we know for a lot of movies. Karloff, legendary composer, classic composer. Carmina Burana is one of his most distinctive masterpieces, and of course Richard Wagner. So definitely those are one of the things. Now let me go to the other interesting tidbits. Originally, get this is very interesting. John Borman, who also produced this movie, originally wanted to direct a straightforward live-action cinematographic adaptation of the Lord of the Rings movie, starting with, of course, the Community of the Ring. It was like going to last as much as the one we already saw. Well, the one we know by Peter Jackson, which is 3 hours long. Because the producers, there were 3 producers. There you go, Karloff, right there, Carmina Burana. Okay, let me lower the volume. So, guys, there were, you see, MGM Studios back in the 70s bought the rights to adapt the Lord of the Rings trilogy. They adapted it. And actually, these executives from 3 executives from MGM back in the day, they hired John Borman and assigned him to write the adaptation to movie script for the Lord of the Rings, the first book actually, and it was 3 hours long. But these 3 executives from the MGM studios got replaced by others, and this definitely kicked with John Borman out of the project, and they did another movie, which was, I think, the animated version, which didn't really just meet the expectations as it was. It was an animated film. It didn't work much. It's like a cult film now. But know this, John Borman was going to be the first ever director to do a cinematographic version of the J.R. Tolkien saga Lord of the Rings. So he can do that movie. Guess what? Some of the locations for this movie. Let me lower the one. Some of the locations, the places in this movie, were originally intended and were looked for to the Lord of the Rings movie, to fit the Lord of the Rings movie. Another curious thing, Helen Mirren and Nicole Williamson, who play the roles of Morgana Le Fay, which is Helen Mirren's role, and Nicole Williamson, who does a